Hi everyone, just thought I'd do a quick video on the Qiewa Q1 Hummer, and basically it's the folding mechanism adjustment that lets you fold the handlebars down. But also another thing, depending on how tight or loose it is, you'll get some play in your handlebars. Like this is my son's scooter. First of all, this is his new look that we kind of did it in. Came up pretty good. We got the lighted board on it. We have the metal board that's underneath the acrylic board with basically a smoke type design on it. And this grip tape is from a company or made by Grizzly, so that's kind of like their logo. And he liked that one, so we put that on there. Then this is all under the board, under the acrylic board, the LED lit board. And then we put a strip of grip tape right down the middle, so so you still have some grip tape there to stand on. And he liked this colored one, and then I actually continued that up on the back rear fender, and that came out pretty good. Looks pretty sharp, especially with the lights on at night. Anyway, so we're going to take his scooter and make this adjustment. Again, you can see right now there's quite a bit of play in the handlebars there, which is, it's okay. It's not like anything's wrong with it. It's just really loose right now. We had taken the scooters up north several weeks ago, and I had that really loose so they would fold easy. And basically, just to fold it real quick, I'm going to pull down this latch, shove the handlebar forward. As I pull back on this, whoops, releases the mechanism. Should move that back a little bit, and then of course the handlebars fold down. Now you can see the handlebars fold on this axis right here, which is like a bolt that goes through. So that's what everything's rotating around, and then the rest of the mechanism just locks into place either up or down, depending on where you have the handlebars. So that's kind of how that works. Now there's an adjustment for this. So for example, if you had trouble folding your scooter, folding the handles down is really hard, then that adjustment, you could loosen it up and make it a lot easier. As I said, right now this one's pretty loose because we were folding it up not long ago, and I never got around to tightening it again. And again, it really doesn't matter, other than it gives you some play in your handlebars. Some people might not like that. To me, it doesn't really matter once you're riding. But I'm going to show you how to adjust that. So for now, let's put this back up. And again, for our purposes, we normally don't fold these much, only when we're going to take them in a long distance and need to conserve room in the truck. Normally we leave these things with the handlebars up and we don't fold them at all. So because of that, I want to tighten them up as much as I can to give me more of a firm feeling on the handlebars. At that point though, I wouldn't be able to unfold the handlebars because it'd be too tight. It's a quick adjustment though, so if I ever need to do it, it takes maybe a few minutes. So here's the adjustment. I'm going to take this short little box wrench, it's a 10 millimeter, and around the front here, you can see down here in the bottom there's an adjustment for the screw. Come around here. Right here. So there's a nut on there. I put some WD-40 on it, so it's a little dirty right now. But so this is what we're going to do. Right now it's loose, and the handlebars can fold really easy. And I put it that way so it would be easy to fold it and not have to, have too much trouble folding handlebars. So what I'm going to do right now, it's pretty loose. I'm just going to tighten this as much as I can. And as I'm tightening this, what it's doing is this mechanism here that are in these two slots. You'll notice there's a spring on the bolt going up there. So that allows this mechanism, when the handlebars swing down, allows this to drop down in the spring, and then when they get back all the way, it pops back up because of the spring. So tightening this is going to raise this bar up. Loosening it will lower it down. So to tighten it up, we're just going to keep tightening it this way, and that should raise that bar all the way. I'm just going to take it all the way to top because I don't care about folding it anymore right now. And again, if I were going to fold it and take it somewhere, I could just loosen this thing all the way. Again, you can see it's going to take me a minute maybe to do this, so it's not that big of an inconvenience. And again, since we don't fold them a lot, I'm going to tighten it all the way to get you know, most of the play out of the handlebars. There'll still be a little bit of play after this, but that's normal. And again, it's not going to come apart or anything. That's just due to the folding mechanism. Okay, so I've got that tightened up about as much as I care to or can without forcing it. Let me just give one more quick check. Yeah, that's good. And so that's as tight as it's going to go. So now if we try to move the handlebars a little bit, you can see there's like hardly any play in the handlebars anymore. It's very tight. Now again, at this point, with it that tight, if I were to try to fold it, I wouldn't be able to fold it because it's just too tight in there. If I wanted to fold it now, if I were going somewhere, I just again come down here, take my little wrench, and then I would just loosen this nut till it gets down towards the edge of the bolt, or till it's easier to fold down. It's an easy adjustment. It's quick. Takes you a couple minutes to do it. Gives you more stability, I guess, on the handlebars when you're riding. Even though, again, I've ridden it with it loose, and it doesn't bother me. I don't even notice it once I'm riding. You know, people might like a little more stability in the handlebar, a feeling of stability rather than having the thing going forward. And you can see it's nice and tight now. So that's that for that adjustment. Just thought I'd show you that. It's maybe something a lot of people don't know about. I had a friend that was talking about not liking how handlebars are loose on scooters like that, and it's got me thinking about this. It's like, well, that's an adjustment, at least on these scooters. One more quick thing before you go is I want to show you this other kind of modification I made for our scooters. This is mine now over here. I got the board off, and you can see I got it all cleaned up here. I did another video on cleaning up the wiring and all the controller connections. I did the same thing on my son's. His is all put back together. I take mine apart quite a bit, take the board off quite a bit, so I would never put the sealant back on to make it waterproof, or even in my case, living in a desert, dust-proof. You know, you'd get dust going up in there and getting it dirty inside. But because I go in there a lot, I didn't want to have to break the seal every time, so I came up with this gasket I made for it. It's just a piece of rubber bench mat, basically, because we had some that was getting thrown out at work, so I grabbed some of it and thought, you know, that'd make a good gasket for this thing. So I basically just cut out first I just put the board on the thing and drew the trace of the board and cut that out, and then the board sticks out further, so from there I just trimmed it down, and you can see that goes on right on there nicely. When I put my board on top, this thing gets sealed really good, so it's waterproof and dustproof again at that point, and when I want to take it apart again, I don't have to break a seal and redo the silicone or whatever. I just got this nice gasket laying on there I can take off and put on, and that works good. So just thought I'd show you that too. Another little thing just come up with to make it easier and make it waterproof again if you're taking your lid off as much as I am. And I just do it to add, clean up the wiring. I added a torque mod to it. I'm doing something else right now with some lights, which maybe I'll show you that, but it's nice to have a gasket instead of having to worry about prying off the silicone every time to release the board. Anyway, that's about it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. If anybody has any ideas or questions on anything on these scooters, I feel that I'm pretty familiar with these things at this point. I don't know if there's anything on here I don't really know or understand. And yeah, if anyone has any ideas or questions and wants a video on something, let me know in the comments, and we'll see if we can do it. All right, thanks.